Hello everyone, this is Nathan and this is my thing. And first off, happy Thanksgiving everybody. I hope you all get, really stuffed on turkey and pie today. And I have a story coming out of FSU. A nice feel-good story, at least it would be if I didn't think it was a propaganda piece in order to prop up the image of FSU. But let's just get to the story itself. A 17-year-old Jays Simpson was going to the hospital to get his heart checked up. He has chronic heart problems. He has to have his heart checked up periodically. And before he went in to get checked up, a series of Florida State football players, including famous Jameis, called him up to wish him luck. These players include All-American kicker Roberto Aguayo. I'm sorry if I butchered these names. Offensive lineman Cameron Irving and Joe's Matthias. Sophomore receiver Bobo Wilson, who is apparently this kid's favorite player. And famous Jameis. Now, all these players were told supposedly about this kid's situation from assistant strength coach Amos Benjamin, who informed the players of the kid's situation. Now, this is a nice story. This is a story. These guys did make this kid's day. I mean, I can't imagine how I would have felt at 17 had a bunch of famous Nebraska football players called me up and wish me luck. But here's the problem I have with it. Don't call me a dick. This is not my fault that the perception of FSU is like this, where I immediately jump to this conclusion. It's entirely Florida State's fault. Here's my problem with it. That this story seems so perfect, so come out of nowhere, that it seems to me like it was the idea of some PR person or maybe Jimbo Fisher or someone in the university in order to save the reputation of this team and its players to have a feel-good story so that people wouldn't focus on, especially the actions of Jameis Winston, but he's not the only one that's had criminal actions or accusations thrown at him. I mean, I did a video the other day about two FSU players getting away with a hit and run. All right, but this whole thing seems to be an attempt to steer everybody away from the controversial actions of Florida State's football players. I love these lines at the end. The story, by the way, is titled FSU's Players Lift Spirits of Young Fan by Corey Clark from the Tallahassee Democrat. I will put a link in the description, but I love these lines at the end. For instance, nobody at Florida State has any clue I'm writing this story. Nobody in the sports information department alerted me to the FaceTime calls, and none of the players mentioned them to me. Nobody from FSU was looking for any sort of publicity on this. Really? Really? Nobody in FSU was looking for any kind of publicity on this. I don't buy that. I don't buy that for a second. There's no way you can expect me to believe that kind of crap. Like, nobody in the university was looking for a little good news to prop up the university just before Thanksgiving. No, you would have to be the biggest FSU homer in the world to believe that this article, that this writer simply stumbled across the mom's Facebook profile and just happened to stumble across this, and that's how he got the story. I don't buy it for a second. Another line that really made me laugh. And I quote, "For the last year, the Florida State program has been beaten up and besieged with negative publicity. Some warranted, some not." End quote. Some not? Really? Again, you would have to be the biggest FSU homer in the world to believe that "some not" line. Of course you deserve all this negative publicity. You guys, your investigation of an alleged rapist was a joke. A joke. You let two star players get away with the hit and run. Not to mention the crab legs and just the idiotic bull crap that Jameis Winston does. I mean, I don't see how you could possibly excuse this nonsense. So with all of that, with all the negative publicity that has been swirling around FSU, with all the people that are dubbing FSU the new Miami, does it not seem a bit suspicious that this story comes out when it did about this certain player, Jameis Winston, at a time when FSU is just being hammered in the media, and rightfully so? See, I wouldn't say this about any other program, except the program that has gone out of its way to just be a dirty program. FSU is a dirty program. And this one good story just seems a bit forced. Alright, call me jaded, call me an asshole, call me whatever you want. I know they did a great thing for this kid, and this kid, my goodness, that must have been amazing for him. But I'm questioning the motives behind it. I don't believe that these motives were pure, and that they just out of the kindness of the heart decided to call this kid up, and that there was no intention to publicize this. I don't believe that for a second. Call me an asshole, that's my take. I'm Nathan, and I'm out.